So our 2005 Honda Element, it would not crank. This would come up and this is all that happened. Then I would turn the key ignition and there would be literally no sound, nothing. And so we were pretty concerned. We checked all kinds of things. We checked the fuse boxes. We checked all the connections from the battery to the starter. As best we could. They're kind of hard to see. Starter's hard to see. But you know, if you have a problem with the crank going on, what actually our problem ended up being, I'll tell you in a second, but I just want to make sure to give some context of all the things to look at when your Honda Element won't start. Because when you turn the key, you know, it goes to the battery and the battery goes to the starter and so on. And that's where, if you're having a starting problem, that's probably where it's going to be. It's going to go from the key ignition, you know. And there's a couple things here. There's a fuse box under here. We checked that. There was a starter cut relay, I think is what it was called. And we got a new one of those, but we didn't even put it in yet. So that wasn't the problem. You have another ignition piece right under here. It can come out. It's pretty easy to change, although we were about to do that, but we didn't. But the thing that actually ended up working for us when our car wouldn't even crank, it wouldn't turn over, it wouldn't do anything, it wouldn't even try to start, but the lights would come on like that. The last thing we ended up doing, just as kind of a Hail Mary, is we cleaned our battery terminals, because this one right here had a whole bunch of corrosion, kind of greenish blue corrosion around the outside. And we were like, well, you know, might as well clean them. It can't be a bad thing. So what I did is I put baking soda in a water bottle, about a tablespoon in a water bottle, used the old toothbrush, and I started scrubbing all of this, and then I took the connector off and I scrubbed underneath there, and did the same thing over there and put them back on. And I went to start the car just to see if it would make any noise at all. I didn't expect it to work at all. But then, now she starts up. We were so worried about this. We talked to so many mechanics and everything. It's only been happening for about 24 hours, but we talked to a bunch of mechanics and no one ever said clean off your battery. You sure your battery leads are clean? So that's something I just wanted to share. Like, our car, the lights would come on like this, but it wouldn't even turn over at all. It wouldn't crank. It wouldn't make a sound. But the power would come on like this. So what I think was happening was there wasn't enough power going from the battery to the starter, and it wouldn't even make a sound. I didn't know that would be. I bet you a lot of mechanics don't even know that. So if your lights come on and your car won't turn over or even make a sound when you try to start it, check your battery terminals. Check your battery terminals and clean them. So that's just another reminder to clean your battery terminals anyways, and your leads, because it's a big deal.